The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Good morning everyone. I am Nishka Joshi from Grade IV-E representing Rani Lakshmibai House. Today I am going to talk on the topic forgiveness. Forgiveness means not feeling angry on the mistakes done by others on us. It makes us feel happy and helps us forget the bad things about others. It gives us peace of mind. The people who can forgive are always more satisfied and successful than the people who cannot forgive. It is one of the golden rules of life. Forgiveness is not just for the person you are forgiving, but it's also for yourself. It takes away all the emotional distress you have been going through. Sometimes it's hard to forgive others, especially when you think that their mistake is unforgivable. But you will always feel free after forgiving them. Forgiveness is a mental and a spiritual process. Our beloved Tadaji rightly said, when you forgive one soul, two souls are set free. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Shaurya Tyagi and today I am going to say few thoughts about forgiveness. The very nature of human is to get angry and feel resentful towards those who have hurt us or did some harm to us in any way. We tend to remember the undesirable actions of others which impacted us and made us feel bad. Forgiveness is the act of overcoming the feeling of resentment or revenge for the person who has done wrong actions. Forgiveness is a virtue, but the way people perceive it is quite relative. Some people think that certain actions are forgivable while others are not. Some people think that forgiveness encourages the wrongdoer to perform ill deeds repeatedly. The act of forgiveness can have many meanings. Acceptance of apology may be forgiveness for some, while helping the other who hurt you to get out of the habit of ill treatment may be a way of others. Forgiveness helps us feel light and a way to self-fulfillment. People who can readily forgive others are much more responsible and satisfied from inside than those who keep grudges against others. Those who forgive help to create positive energy on this planet. Thank you.
Dada Sham, respected principal ma'am, doctors, sir, teachers, and my dear friends. I am a singer from Grade IV going to allocate some lines about forgiveness. That why we should forgive each other and how we feel after forgiving. Forgiveness means to forgive someone's bad deed, bad behavior or mistakes and do not punish him or her on their bad deed. We feel light after forgiving each other on their bad deed. On other side, if we do not forgive anyone, so the feeling of revenge can cause frustration and the result we may lose our personality. But if we forgive each other, so we will be on the higher place and we will be respectful. Our Dada J.P. Vasani also said that if anyone hurts you, write it out in sand so that the wind of forgiveness will erase it. Thank you.
Good morning everybody. My name is Bhavishya. I am studying in 4D. Today my topic is forgiveness. Now friends, what is meaning of forgiveness? I will tell you. Forgiveness means to cease to feel resentment against someone or something. It is very empowering to know that you can regain your sense of self. You can wake up each day without reliving the past, even though you won't forget it. Forgiveness is virtue, but the way people perceive it is quite relative. Some people think that certain actions are forgivable while others are not. Some people think that forgiveness encourages the wrongdoer to perform ill deeds repeatedly. Forgiveness is subjective and the act of forgiveness can have many meanings. We all make mistakes, so when we learn to forgive others, we can forgive ourselves in situation of self-guilt. Also, if we are able to forgive others, we also learn to forgive ourselves in situation of self-guilt. Acceptance of apology may be forgiveness for some, while helping the other who hurt you get out of ill treatment may be a way for others. When two people are angry with each other, each side feels hurted by the other and would like to receive an apology. Unfortunately, many people believe that they lost by admitting they hurt the other person. The neither side apologizing and mutual resentment continues indefinitely. It is important to remember that you do not lose by apologizing or admitting that you have been hurting the other person. You win, so does the other person. Forgiveness is a topic that is relevant to every person who ever lived. We all need forgiveness and we all need to give forgiveness. Forgiveness is not simply a feeling. It means also to not ignoring offense that has ever happened. You cannot pretend that something didn't happen. Forgiveness does not mean restoring the full trust to that person again or having the exact same relationship. Forgiveness means wishing the other person well and having sympathy for them. It means greeting for them. Bitterness begins to the rule of life of an unforgiving person. He finds him filled with anger and mistrust of the other people. He only speaks to them who sympathize his hurt and do not challenge him. Thus, the nation of forgiveness is the important concept in our lives. The sayings of Dadaji's. When someone hurts us, write his name down on the sand where the wind of forgiveness can erase it away. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all present here. My name is Tanushree from 4th B. Today I am gonna say few lines on forgiveness. Sometimes someone may be mean to you and they may not say that they are sorry. You might be left feeling angry and upset. When you're hurting, your mind can go with thoughts that make you feel worse. Your mind could be full of angry thoughts that there is no room for happy and lovely thoughts. Remember to say to yourself, I can choose what may happen to me, but I can always choose how can they respond. Choosing lovely and caring thoughts over angry thoughts needs courage. You need courage to be grateful even when you are hurt. A very important secret to a long-lasting, sustainable relationship is forgiveness and to forgive. When you say sorry, when you're wrong, you're honest. When you say sorry, when you're not sure, you're wise. And when you say sorry, when you're right, it just means that you value relationship more than being right. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Shivani Jali from Grade 5 Head Sadhu Vaswani International School. To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you receive untold peace and happiness. With these precious words, today I am here to enlighten that forgiveness is not complicated. It is simple. Simply identify the situation to be forgiven and ask yourself, am I willing to waste my energy further on this matter? If the answer is no, then that's it. All is forgiven. Forgiveness dares you to imagine a better future. It challenges you to give up your destructive thoughts on the situation and believe in the possibility of a better future. It builds the confidence in you that you can survive the pain and grow from it. In your life, people may make you mad, disrespect you, or treat you bad. Let God deal with the things they do, because hate in your heart will consume you too. Forgiveness is a difficult emotion for so many of us. Due to too much hate and anger inside us, we find it almost impossible to let go of the past or move on from the wrongs others have done to us. Hence, remember, forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door of resentment and the handcuffs of hatred. It is a power that breaks the chains of bitterness and the shackles of selfishness. As our beloved Dadaji said, love, love, love. Even the enemy who hates you as a thorn, you just blossom the sympathy on him like a rose. So my dear friends, forgiveness must be immediate, whether the person asks for it or not, for your own peaceful present and future. Thank you and have a nice day. Dada Shyam.
Respected jury, very good morning. My name is Agastya and I'm studying in grade 5. I'm here to discuss about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a 11-letter word, but I call it a 4-letter word because forgiveness is nothing but love and care. If you harm someone, it's like you're drinking poison of your own. Forgiveness is a divine quality that we can never afford to forgive. Indeed, it's an attribute of the strong and kind. Forgiveness eliminates the negativity. Forgiveness also gives you mental and physical strength. How to forgive? Put yourself in the other person's shoe. Understand why he or she pained you. First of all, forgive yourself to the contribution of what has happened. Leave the past and find the beauty of the present. Leave the past and find the beauty of the present. There are many historical stories related to forgiveness in Indian mythology. Like in Ramayana, when the war was over between Ram and Ravan, Lord Sita told Lord Hanuman to forgive all the demons who had troubled her. There is a beautiful example in Mahabharata also. When Aswadhama killed all the 5 sons of Pandava, Draupadi told Lord Krishna to forgive him because he is the son of Dronacharya and Dronacharya has given the Pandavas a lot of knowledge. Mahatma Gandhi's popular movements with Ahimsa and Shama drove down the British rules and led India independence. India is given a lot of value to forgiveness. Our president is empowered with the power of pardon under the Article 72 of Indian Constitution. To err is human, but to forgive is divine. As our beloved Dadaji told that, the richest treasure of a man is peace of mind, and it comes from forgiveness. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Daksh Jain and I am from grade 5th. Before starting my speech, I want to ask 2 questions. My first question is, how many of you had said sorry? My second question is, how many of you had forgiven somebody even if it's not your mistake? Think about it. Yes, today my topic is forgiveness. As you know, forgiveness is a 11-letter word, but for a great writer, Elizabeth Mass, it is a 4-letter word. L-O-V-E, love. We all are being hurted by someone and we feel angry when we think about it. Think about forgiveness. Forgiveness is like cleaning all the bad thoughts from our mind and thinking good for he or she who has hurted you. When we say sorry, when we are wrong, we are honest. When we say sorry, when we are not sure, we are wise. But when we forgive someone, we gain love, we gain compassion. There is a short story on forgiveness. There was a small boy who was bullied in his school because he was not good in studies. One day, he was sad sitting at a corner thinking, why is he bullied in the school because of the children? And started crying. After a few minutes later, his teacher came near him and asked the reason for his sadness. After realizing the problem, the teacher said, if someone hurts you, don't think about it. Just forgive them. If you forgive someone, you are a free soul with a happy mind and a positive attitude. You don't hold grudges about anybody. The child thought about it and learned a lesson for all his life. Thus, I culminate my speech on forgiveness. Thank you and have a good day.
My name is Anjana Shruti Golapuri from Grade 6B, representing Rabindranath Tagore House. Today I will be speaking a few lines on forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of pardoning an offender. The Greek word forgiveness means to let go. It means giving up a right of hurting others who hurt us. Human beings are complex characters. Sometimes we hurt others and sometimes we are hurt. In both situations, we cannot avoid suffering. The attitude of forgiveness is a culmination of inner growth and spiritual practice. Forgiveness makes a man free from hatred, destroys one's ego, and shows optimism and magnitude. Forgiveness is the greatest gift and the most powerful resource that kills bitterness and envy and strengthens us. Forgiving and being forgiven are the most wonderful experiences, and using those experiences to make ourselves a better human is very precious. Words may vary, stories may differ, but all religions teach the teachings of forgiveness. Christianity. Jesus Christ's prayer says, forgive them as they know not what they do. Quran says, forgiveness is a prerequisite for genuine peace. It has shown clear positive effects on human being. Bhagavad Gita. Forgiveness is a divine quality that fills our heart with love, peace, happiness and harmony. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. It makes without love there is no forgiveness, and without forgiveness there is no love. So let us all be human and humane by forgiving everyone and filling our heart with unconditional love and forgiveness. Thank you and have a great day.
Forgiveness is not something we do for other people. It's something we do for ourselves to move on. Good morning everyone. My name is Gayatri and I'm studying in grade 6C. And today I will be speaking a few lines on forgiveness. Everyone knows that forgiveness is an 11-letter word. But Elizabeth Marsh said that forgiveness is just a 4-letter word. L-O-V-E, love. Yes, my dear friends. Until and unless you love someone, you cannot forgive them. Love is the best form of forgiveness. The very nature of we human beings is to get angry and feel resentful when someone hurts us, right? Well, I would say that forgiveness is forgetting the past and starting on with a clean state. Forgiveness is like taking out the knife out of your back which someone has poked you with and not using that knife to harm anyone else, no matter how badly they have hurt you. So now, I would like to narrate a short story on forgiveness. This story is about a yogi and a scorpion. So, a yogi sees a scorpion was about to die in a flooding river. So, the yogi goes to save the scorpion. So, as usual, the scorpion bites him. Then, the yogi again goes to save the scorpion. Again, the scorpion bites him. This happens almost about 3 times. A passing by devotee sees this and asks the yogi that, "What are you doing? Why do you even want to save that scorpion? It's biting you, just leave it off," he said. And then the yogi's reply was very different. You know what he said? He said that when this little creature cannot let go his character of biting me, how can I let go my character of helping him? The yogi could practice forgiveness throughout his life just because he contained the ingredient love and compassion. Until and unless you have love and compassion towards a person, you cannot forgive them. Thank you and have a great day forward.
Forgiveness is the best form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. Good morning, everybody. My name is Akanksha Bed. I study in 6th D and I am very happy to participate in the elocution competition. The topic for the elocution competition is forgiveness. Forgiveness has been valued in every religion. I, being a Jain, convey my point by the preaching of Lord Mahavira. It is very well said that if your mind is wounded, forgiveness has healing power. Forgiveness has been followed from the past since the time of Ramayana and also Mahabharata. Forgiveness has been followed and also been respected in every religion. We Jains celebrate a day called Samvatsari. On this day, we forgive others for their deed or mistake and also seek forgiveness from others for our deed or mistake. Let us sum up with a good thought. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is the jewel adopted by a courageous. In simple words, forgiveness is not weakness. It is the power of a strong. I, Akanksha Bed, seek forgiveness from all the teachers, friends, and also the school staff. Even if I have hurted them by mistakenly, I seek forgiveness. Thank you.
If you really want to love, then you must learn how to forgive. By Mother Teresa. Good morning. My name is Pamira Sritarao and I am from class 6D. Forgiveness is a virtue. Some people might think that forgiveness encourages the wrongdoer to do ill deeds repeatedly. Well, in fact, it creates peace and enlightens love. Forgiveness is subjectful and has many meanings, but its true meaning is love and happiness. Acceptance of apology may be forgiveness for some. For others, it is not forgiveness. The true forgiveness is when there is no rivalry and there is only love, peace and happiness. Dada J.P. Vaswani shares the 4 stages of forgiveness. Hurt is the first stage. He has wronged me. He has been unfair to me. I cannot forget it. I feel hurt. Hurt leads to hate, which is the second stage. I cannot forget how much he has hurt me. And so, I cannot give out good thoughts and love for him. Then comes the stage of healing. God's grace descends on me. Now, I see the person who has hurt me in a new light. Then comes the stage of coming together. I am anxious to become friends with the person who has hurt me. This is the beginning of love. Forgiveness helps us feel light and helps us get rid of bad thoughts. So, through this, we understand that to forgive is the highest and the most beautiful form of love. In return, we will receive untold peace and happiness.
When someone hurts, we should write it down on sand, where winds of forgiveness will erase it away. By Dada J.P. Vaswani. Good morning, one and all present here. This is Pratiti from 6th H, representing Dhyani Lakshmi Bai House. Today I am here to speak a few lines about forgiveness. Forgiveness is forgetting someone's bad behavior or mistakes. It's our ability to remove negative thoughts from our mind and heart and put them in the right direction. People who forgive easily are more happier and self-satisfied than the people who keep grudges on others. I personally feel that forgiveness is a divine thing because it helps us to grow mentally and spiritually. When God is forgiving us all for our bad deeds, why can't we forgive? After all, we are humans who are not immune to mistakes. As Mahatma Gandhi said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. So friends, let us all be strong and forgive everyone and enjoy the fragrance of love showered on us. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Good morning, everyone. I am Anya Gupta from Grade 7B, representing Mirabai House. Today, I am going to give a speech on forgiveness. It is important to understand the true essence of this quote and implement it in our lives. It gives the message that strong people are the ones who have a thoughtful mind and a kind heart, who have the willpower to forgive people and move forward in life. If you're adamant about holding on to your anger and grudge, you do not give yourself the room to grow. Revenge is often used as a weapon for self-satisfaction or in many cases to satisfy our egos. But at what cost? At the cost of our mental state and happiness? At the cost of our peace? I strongly believe that nothing in this world is worth our joy and happiness. Revenge will bring you momentary happiness, but you will have destroyed the bond shared by you forever. We often forget about the consequences that revenge brings onto our lives. However, forgiving someone is liberating. The act of forgiveness is first and foremost for you. Equally and perhaps more important is learning to acknowledge your missteps and forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness is the first step towards a more loving and positive relationship between you and therefore with others. Instead of being resentful, try this. When someone hurts you, imagine a beach in your head. Write all your anger, all your frustrations on the sand. You have let out all your emotions and anger, and the water will wash away everything that you have written. And in the same way, it will wash away all the negative thoughts in your head and show you the path towards forgiveness. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. This is Anera Nasaria from Grade 7D who is here to speak about compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. To start with, John Coley said, "There is a nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness." This is true for me in everyday life. Some people think that these virtues are a sign of weakness, but for those of us who do this work, we know that compassion, empathy, and forgiveness are the way to live a happy and healthy life. When we feel empathy, we think about placing ourselves in someone else's situations and having the ability to share and understand others' emotions. Compassion is essential for our ability to offer our services in a diverse environment, appreciating the creativity of others. One of the signs of compassion is advocating for those who cannot speak for themselves, which shows us how we should demonstrate respect for one another. Grace is God's very nature, and so He expects all who love Him to be just as forgiving as He has forgiven us. Some people might find it challenging to forgive others who have hurt them and might feel that the person does not deserve to be forgiven. Sometimes forgiving another feels like letting them off the hook. While this is understandable, it is good to remind ourselves that forgiveness lets us go of any unhealthy connection we might have to those who have hurt us and to move forward with or without them. Forgiveness is good for the heart and the body, our relationships, and our place in this world. In the words of Mother Teresa, people are often unreasonable and self centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. Thank you so much for listening to me. Dada Sham.
Good morning everyone. I am Bhumika from 7th F. My elocution topic is there is a nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness. Compassion is an attribute of God that we are called to imitate in how we treat one another, given freely with the abundance of love, empathy, and forgiveness. These are the words of Mother Teresa. There is a nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness. This is true for me in everyday life. Though some people think that these virtues are a sign of weakness, we know that compassion, empathy, and forgiveness are the way to live a happy and healthy life. Compassion is essential to our ability to offer our services in diverse environments, appreciating the creativity of others. One of the signs of compassion is advocating for others who cannot speak for themselves, which shows us how we should demonstrate respect for one another. When we feel empathy, we think of placing ourselves in someone else's situation, having the ability to share and understand the emotions of others. Grace is God's very nature, and so He expects all who love Him to be forgiving. Forgiveness is good for our heart and body and allows us to let go, that in turn strengthens our relationship and place in the world. So let us all try to follow being noble in compassion, beauty in empathy, and graceful in forgiveness. Thank you.
I, Oishi Chakraborty of Grade 7H, feel honored to share my views on compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. There is a nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, a grace in forgiveness. Compassion means concerns for the sufferings of others, but only concerns won't suffice unless we act accordingly. Doing the actual charitable work, like providing the needful to the needy, would be way more helpful than just giving speeches on charity and welfare promises. Instead of buying useless decorative items for our homes, we could provide food with a pinch of love and care to the migratory laborers, many of whom died out of hunger and fatigue. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. A few kind words would serve better than anything else in the present scenario. There would be a bond of friendship too. I believe if we fill our heart with the teachings of Dadaji about the beauty of love and compassion, there will be no need to forgive anybody, as there will be no place for anger and resentment. Thinking of revenge could make us a negative and weak person from inside. It is our responsibility to prove our worth as Dadaji's true disciples. The entire world is passing through a dark phase due to the pandemic and economic crisis. I pray with the song, Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Thank you for bearing with me for so long.
Namaste, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I'm Ishan Mehta of Grade 7E from Rani Lakshmi Bai House. As I've taken re-admission in SVI recently and am currently in USA, I apologize for not presenting myself in the school uniform. Today, I'm going to speak on a topic: there is nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, a grace in forgiveness. Let me start my speech by a beautiful thought. The spark of compassion takes us closer to God, by Dada J.P. Vaswani. Compassion, empathy and forgiveness are the three values of life that makes one's life worth 1,000 lives. These are the virtues that take any human being nearer to the supreme power, the God. Compassion, empathy and forgiveness are intertwined with each other and impact the society on a large scale. People often think that having these values are the signs of weakness, but in real sense, it is just the reverse. Showing compassion, empathy or forgiveness towards someone creates an aura of positivity around us. This positiveness would someday, in some form, would return to us for sure. Being noble and caring towards our fellow beings shows our compassionate nature and willingness to help. There is for sure nobility in compassion. We all have an inner beauty which has no connection with outer beauty and its possessions. This inner beauty of a person drives him or her to be empathetic towards society, which shows that there is beauty in empathy. Forgiveness is the value that helps us to lead a happy and a healthy life. Forgiving someone for their faults and motivating them to lead their life without guilt is itself graceful. There is definitely grace in forgiveness, as its positive results are equally fruitful and graceful. Thank you.